evening and good afternoon. Welcome back to Nathanael. My name is Evan.
Was any of that audible?
I understood it.
You understood me?
Yes,
Good.
I understood.
David, understood you. Me.
Nathanael, the voice to whom belongs to.
To whom?
Yes.
You sound more like Mole from Journey to Atlantis. Yeah.
You deserve that. What are you doing?
She speaks of my language.
She speaks my language.
I remember
So excited.
people got so pissed
That's
off.
such an underrated Disney movie. We got to do an episode about that just because, like,
Oh, dude.
I love Atlanta so much. So, today we're going to do more of just kind of like an ADD thing. We're just going to ramble on for a little bit. And I thought,
Right.
since it's Spooptember, I thought it would be a fun topic that we could go back and forth is we could just kind of share like scary stories, more like real life scary stories that we've had, you know, between the three of us, and we'll laugh at each other's expense. How about that? Does that sound like
us.
just the three of us? We can make it if we try.
Just the three of us.
You and I.
He never joins in.
No, it's just because I don't know it well enough.
Oh, just you and I.
Billy Withers, one of the most underrated, like,
Underrated what?
musician, composer.
Yes.
He's an underrated artist.
Oz.
You know, you didn't have to unscrew that. You could have just taken.
Yeah, you know, I'm a man of
I'm screwing things.
figuring things out after it happens.
I am a man.
I identify as a refrigerator. Fill me with food. There's no guarantee it'll be there.
So you're a human being. Same thing.
And there's guarantee you will get all moldy and decomposed.
I'll keep
in
it
my
for
center.
you. I'll keep it for you. Go get it back exactly 3 hours from now.
All right, who wants to start us off? With a story?
I have a story.
Oh boy. This is when
So-
you're proposed.
No,
Scariest moment.
that's mean.
Scary not in that sense.
Oh my gosh. I spent so much money. No, that's mean. No, okay. So, I mean, it just so happens that this first story is from Germany.
Germany is a scary place. It's not the United States.
Yeah. It's a land of the unknown, yeah. So we so I was on my mission trip in 2015, and we were on our way back. We were on our way back to our dorms where we were staying, and it was very late. It was very late, and we had confusion getting home, and we didn't get home till like 1 a.m.
Oof.
And like the bus stop that we got off at was like 2 blocks away from where we were staying, so we had to walk back. So we walked by this house, and it had a big front open window, and there was a light coming in, like a really weird, like orange tinged light coming from inside the house. And we looked in, and it was like this front room, and it was just completely empty. But there was these two skeletons, these like small skeletons, propped up against the window. And what was weird, this was in July. Like, this wasn't near October. Like, this wasn't like Halloween time. Like, it would make more sense if it was during Halloween. No, this wasn't like a Halloween decoration. This was in the middle of July. And we remember like walking over and looking at it, and we're like, what the heck is that? That's really creepy. And then in the bushes, something moved.
Oh,
and I heard like a, and I was gone.
Gotta go fast.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah.
And man, I'm running. I'm this big dude running in sandals, shorts, and I'm like running like, because I remembered my dad telling me, it's like, if you're ever in the woods and you come across a bear, you don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to outrun your friends. And I'm like, sorry guys.
Right.
And to this day, Marielle was with me on that mission trip. To this day, she swears that I pushed her. I did not push her.
Liar.
Did not. No.
Liar.
I remember vividly not even making contact with her. I remember just going like, sidestep, boom, shot through the gap. I'm gone.
Denial is the first sign of guilt, you know.
Maybe it wasn't pushed. Maybe it was shoved or threw. Or...
I sacrificed her.
Superplexed her.
I back donkey kicked her into it on my way as I'm running away.
Did a tombstone pile driver on her and then left.
It's like, good. Now you can't move.
Yeah.
You'll be perfect bait.
All of your vertebrae is fractured. Good luck with that.
Godspeed.
Yeah. Or
To the bear's mouth.
or not. Godspeed. Why would you say that to someone who's paralyzed? It's like calling a guy who's in a wheelchair legs.
It's like what is it like? Called slow.
Just,
Or I hope you plug it up so it like gets uncomfortable, doesn't run anymore.
I just imagine Evan doing that, standing up, saluting whoever's on the ground, and then saying "Godspeed." They're just on the ground. What the fuck?
If I could talk, I would say it.
I love how you can picture that because I'm just an ass.
No, I believe you. I've seen you in the theater. It's like you would nope your way like to the other side of the earth. No play ticket needed.
There's nothing personal. I'm just scared.
It'd be like the pipe from Mario would just come up underneath you and you whack. I'd just be like, well, Evan's gone. It's like, well, where did he go? Who knows? No one knows.
But not here.
It's
Anywhere but here.
He's anywhere but here. That's all we know.
That's how I feel when you use your credit card and it says no funds. You're just like, what? After you get like, and it's always when I'm at Bevmo. I don't know if it's the reader or whatever. I'll get like 200.
No, it's trying to cut you off because it's like, no,
I know.
stop drinking, David.
I know.
This is not the way.
I'll be like $200, like 6 bottles of wine, a couple cases of beer, and the poor guy scanned them all and scanned my card and saw my ID, and then I put the freaking card in. It's like, nope, swipe the card, nope. I'm just like, bolt into himself. Like, oh, I hate that feeling. That was the scariest moment for me. No.
I was gonna say, guys, going around the table. Anyone else have a scary story to tell?
Yeah, this one was when I was younger. I think
yeah.
I was like in middle school age, and I was with my siblings. We had like this kind of like a staircase, and underneath the staircase there was a door that led into like this dark room with like spider webs and stuff. And it was like around Halloween time, and I think one of our cousins was there, and we were just sitting in the dark with the door closed, and it was like musty smelling and just like dirty and gross, and it was a perfect place to tell scary stories. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of meta because we were telling scary stories. It was not the stories we were telling. It was not the stories that we were telling that actually is a scary moment. I don't remember what the stories were. They probably were not funny. It was or not scary. They were probably
They probably weren't funny.
It's like, what if you were telling scary stories? I can't imagine why they would be funny.
But yeah, they were probably like comedically bad.
Like the hook on the door kind of story.
Probably that type of thing. It was just like the stories that, wow, the scariest
So they're just comedically bad. Just
they were just comedically bad.
Okay.
Like, preteen stories, but out of the mind of preteens. But so we were just telling these stories, just like having a good time, trying to scare each other. And then there's like this knock on the door, and we're in pitch black. We like, I think we didn't know if anyone was home. It was just us, and there's just like this rap on the door, and it's just like we jump and we're like, "Who's there?" And there's no reply. And at this point, we're like, we're just telling scary stories. Who's that? And after a while,
there's the moment of like nervous laughter, like.
That's just like.
I know, but in your mind, you're like, I'm about to poop myself.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think everyone crapped their pants, and it's just like.
Quick, loosen your bowels.
Too late, already did. And then the door like creaks slowly open, and then there's like the scariest like face I have ever seen. Like at that moment, it's like, no, that's not a mask. That is Satan himself. And it's just like shaking like in our faces, and like there's this scream, and then it's our dad like holding like this scary looking friggin' mask.
Why do
just like? Why? All of us were like screaming, and it's just like,
what the just happened?
Yeah.
There's just no.
You sound like you have a story that's.
Why do all dads have scary masks? Okay, so my dad.
Oh my god! He also has like these creepy as hell president masks too for some reason. Like
Oh,
it's
like
just
from
all
the
these
from the
masks.
purge, from the purge.
Kind of. Anyway, that was just not okay. I've been scarred since then.
God, because it's funny you say that because my dad he worked for Universal Studios for a short time with his union, and he built cabinets and stuff up there. And when he was up there, he finished work, and I don't remember the story exactly, but they gave him this glow in the dark mask that legit looks like a horror version of Shrek.
Oh no!
Full rubber, like cling to your face mask. And I remember him and my brothers.
He busted
vividly.
into your room and went, "Shrek is love, Shrek is life."
That would scare me.
The origin story.
I'd be like, "No!"
Which would be when I think of that, didn't Shrek only come after the dad come in and call him a fat?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be the twist? That'd be the ultimate cover, because then it'd be like my dad hates me, and then he comes in as Shrek,
And
the best bias. Couldn't be
And-
my dad. Anyway,
this can't be my dad.
yeah.
Oh, anyway. Oh,
But yeah, I don't remember this because I was too young. My brothers are 7 and 6 years older than me, but I remember my mom and my oldest brother who remembers this. Daniel refuses to remember it, and I think for the reason which you'll hear. So it was Halloween. My mom,
Maybe he just can't.
yeah. Oh, this is also the brother that's scared of the big marshmallow man from the end of Ghostbusters. Nothing else from Ghostbusters, just the big marshmallow man.
what a poos.
That's dude. He was also scared of the Goonies.
What?
He would not watch the Goonies.
Was he scared of Chunk?
Probably.
Oh, Chunk was nice.
Chunk was an endearing character. Anyway,
love Chunk.
but
Hey, you guys.
love that Superman.
All right.
But so my mom and my dad were gonna take my 2 older brothers and me out trick or treating. I think I was in a stroller at this time. So my dad, for some reason, which you'll find out later why, but my dad was just like, you take them out. I don't feel like going out. It's like, okay. And then so my mom takes me and my brothers out. We go do our route around the neighborhood and come back. Well, the house is completely dark, like completely dark. And so my mom, I imagine my mom was in on it, but my mom let my brothers in first. And so when you walk into my house, you've been to my house once, I think.
No, yeah, more than
Couple
once. but
times.
Yeah.
But
I know the layout.
When
yeah.
you walk into my house right through the front door, immediately to the left, there's a long hallway.
Yep.
A decently long hallway. When it's dark in our house, it's the hallway to nothing.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
an abyss.
I do that. That's like my house too.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah, it's like you're
it's
just
very
like,
similar.
I'm not walking down there.
It's just like it's like, hi Satan,
Yeah.
I'm going this way.
Feeling all of the wall, including the roof for the light switch.
Oh yeah.
So my mom lets my 2 older brothers in. I don't have any memory of this. I was too young. But from what Ryan says, Daniel went first, rounded the corner. My dad's there in a pitch black cloak with hood, wearing the mask, and it glows in the dark at the end of the hall. And Ryan says that Daniel screamed ridiculously loud and ran out the door. Ryan did. He said he didn't, but my mom says he did. So I believe.
So he did.
Yeah. So they both were freaked out by this, and we were cleaning out our garage, and what came up was because we've been doing these remodeling at our house, and we've been cleaning out things, and he found that mask. I'm just like, why?
Why do I have this eerie sense of deja vu?
Yeah, he keeps things like tools and like stuff. Sure, you can keep like stuff like that, sports equipment, and then this mask.
And grandma.
And I'm like, why? Why do you do that? But
Oh man.
mine, I've told you guys this story before, is when I watched High Tension.
Oh yeah.
God, that is and will be the scariest moment ever. So I'll retell it shorter. I'm not going to tell the plot completely of High Tension, but I'll tell the ending. So at the ending of the movie,
The ending sets up.
sets up the idea. So I went back and we were watching a scary film festival, and the setting of this film festival was in the middle of these woods, sort of. It's like a field next to some woods and then a long road. So it was a country road. Take me home to the place where I feel. So
Take me home, country road.
And so they had this big screen set up and all of these chairs, and I went with my brothers and my sister, and we went and watched this film out in the middle of this cold field. So the ending of the film, you're in this wooded area, and it's somewhat foggy, kind of misty, and the main villain is chasing after the 2 heroines, not to be confused with the drug, but the 2 ladies of the film who are trying to get away from him. And he just has this cement saw. And if you've never seen what a cement saw looks like, imagine a chop saw, but huge and no guard on it. It's massive.
Oh,
and
fun.
The scene that plays out is, so they're trying to escape from him, and they end up in these woods because the car stops. Yeah. So they're running. Another guy shows up in a car, and they get in the car. Well, the bad guy shows up, jumps on the hood, and then with the thing at full rev, shoves it through the driver's side and just mincemeats this poor guy. Like beef chowder mince this guy. And then then they try to
Like
escape.
what's left of him could be put into a meat pie.
And the car is locked, and they're trying to escape out the window, and then one of the girls gets this giant shard of glass through her leg. Oh, I hate this movie because everything makes it so painful to watch. But and so then they're running, and then I won't spoil the ending, but that's basically part of the ending scene. So we finish watching the movie. It's scary, terrifying. So then we're all leaving, and we help pack things up because there's a lot of chairs. So we're one of the last people to leave. And the road back to the highway is a little bit long, but it cuts through the forest it's exactly like that one. And so we're about to leave, and my sister, she drove me and my brothers there. She left her lights on so that the battery was dead. And we were the only ones there in the middle of these woods right after seeing that scene, and it was starting to get foggy, and it was just like, nope. And then she calls.
Just nope.
It was a nope moment where I was just, kill me, because at any moment, when you're that young, your imagination is your worst enemy.
There's gonna be a cement saw coming through any moment
I'm just
now.
like, okay, I'll just prop myself for him so he just does a clean split.
So he just kills me immediately. I don't have to feel anything.
And so the lady who, one of the last people who left, my sister called her, and then she was she was like 30 minutes away. Longest 30 minutes of my life, because it's into this black nothingness in the middle of this woods on a single road, and I hated all of that 30 minutes. I wanted to die all 30 of those minutes.
Yeah, because your imagination just kills you. Man.
And when you're that young, it's just like, I'm dead. It's it. And after
This is how I die.
and after watching the movie, like it was the worst, because like you said, your imagination is just active.
Yeah.
So that's my scariest. Watch High Tension, but only once.
I got another kind of like spoopy little anecdote here. So our family has a thing for like living in dead people's houses. Like the first house that we lived in here in San Diego, because I was born in Orange County, but I only lived there. We only lived there till like I was like 3, and then we moved down here. So most of my life, I remember living in San Diego here, and the first house that we lived in was my great grandmother's house.
Okay.
And she passed away in that house, and then we moved into there, and we lived. Literally, there was a house like off to the side that my great grandmother lived in, and so we were like neighbors with my great grandmother. So that was really cool. I went and visited her with all the time. It's great, good time. Now,
Very nice.
But my great grandmother was a very hospitable woman. She was all about making people feel welcomed and feeling.
Oh, hospitable.
I
thought you said hostile.
No.
I'm just like, she has guns. She's gun.
It's like I don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
No, she was a very hospitable woman.
Okay.
And she was a very loving, caring woman, and I could see how that would be really weird if I said hostile and then loving, caring woman. You'd be like, wait.
I'm just like in the creepy psycho sense where she's just.
You're like, or maybe he didn't say what I think he said.
Yeah. Right.
So one night it was it gets hot here in San Diego, right? So if you're pulled one of the moves where you have like everything not under the blanket and then one leg under the blanket, you ever pulled one of those moves? Yeah. So I'm like that, just totally like
starfished out.
Yeah, starfish, like in the middle of a crime scene. Like I should be on the floor of a set in CSI Miami.
This man died of
Looks like this was quite the spread.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all I'm missing is the white outline on my body. Yeah, and I remember just like the blanket being just a mess, and I just fell asleep. I woke up the next day, and I wish I was making this up. I woke up straight as a board, and my blanket was tucked in.
Oh.
With you underneath it.
With me underneath it.
That is a very weird feeling.
And the thing is, though, it wouldn't be as weird. Now, like I was tucked in on the sides, which it wouldn't be as weird because I can see myself kind of like rolling and like getting myself like that, like in my sleep. Because weird things happen when I sleep. But when I pulled my blanket up, it was tucked into the side
Oh.
Of the bed.
of the bed. And the thing is, though, it was tucked in on both sides. My bed was up against the wall.
Oh.
There was no space up against the wall, like between me and my bed. So like the fact that it was tucked in on both sides.
That means the bed had to have been moved, right?
The bed had to have been moved, or something that doesn't worry about walls just like pulled it down and tucked it.
Oh, like Kitty Pryde.
Kind of.
but scary.
So I remember waking up and just thinking to myself, this is weird. And I remember talking to my mom about it, and she kind of brushed it off. And I'm like, you probably just did it while you're sleeping. I was like, you don't understand. It was tucked in, like on the side of the bed. You don't understand. And she just rolled this up as like child imagination. Does it end there? No. So what ended up happening was a few nights go by, and I remember thinking to myself, all right, I'm gonna test this. I'm gonna test this. I remember laying in bed. I had almost the same position. I remember I called out. I said, whoever did that, whoever tucked me in the night before, do it again. And then I went to sleep. I woke up the next day. I shit you not. I was tucked in. I wasn't tucked in on the sides, but I was tucked in like on the side of the bed.
Right. That is.
And it was at that moment where I was like, okay, cool. So my grandma's just wandered in the house. Cool. Good to know. And that legitimately, and there's other like weird like stories like that in the house that we live in now, because my grandmother passed away in that house. And there's other stories of like people like I've had two different friends, Nick and Doug. They house sat
right, and
our house, and they both have stories on like hearing weird noises on the other side of the house. They're the only ones there. I remember one time I was in my room, and again, I was the only one in the house. It always happens when there's only one person in the house, always. So when someone tells the story, they sound like a crazy person, always. And I remember I was in my room. And I remember taking out my keys.
Evan standing up.
Putting in my dresser, and walking, and then all of a sudden I hear this. But my keys are still on my thing. I heard it like down the hall, like it was coming from like the front door area. It was on the carpet, like by like like the dining area or the dining table right there. I heard it like coming from there. I was just like. Close the door. I'm like, nope, no thanks. I had another story. I got another one. It just never ends. And my grandmother was a prankster. She liked to prank people. So this kind of all just makes sense. But I, the doorknobs that we have to kind of like do the whole like down the handle thing, right? Right. So it's like 4 a.m. I am the only one home. Of course, again. And I hear like a chunk, and I'm like, and I wake up and I'm like, I look over, I watch the handle go down, and then back up, and that's it. The door doesn't open. I don't hear anything else. It was slow too.
Yeah.
Like it just went, and it didn't like shoot back up. It just went, Yeah, like someone held it. And then held it back up, and then went, all right, I'm done.
You need to burn that house down.
Yeah. And
you know how like dogs kind of have that sixth sense where they can.
Oh, they know. Yeah.
They know. Okay, I was the really long hallway. I play fetch with Nellie in that hallway. Well, I don't anymore because Joy will just run right over her. But when it was just her, like that's really how she got a lot, because she's never really been an outdoor dog. She's that's how she got most of her exercise. You just chuck something down the hallway, she would just sprint down the hallway. and grab it and come back. We did this like 4 or 5 times, and then eventually she came like to like my doorway, and she had a toy. She had her toy in her mouth. She stops, like drops the toy while like staring straight like in my direction. And I just felt
On your shoulder.
just a tap on my shoulder. Just, and I was like,
No.
because I was sitting down. I just went, nope.
Mario piped your way right the hell
Yeah,
out of there.
I got up and Nick and Doug were in my room, and I walk in, and they described it as me walking in with the palest face they've ever seen, and I'm like, explain to me how I just felt a tap on my shoulder when y'all the only ones here, and y'all aren't here.
You just turned something
Nope,
else.
right out of there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and they have stories. I think Nick, Doug has a story on how he heard something fall in the kitchen, like on the kitchen linoleum, on the kitchen tile, but like nothing was there, and he's just like, dude, yeah, and he literally texted me like, dude, what the hell's wrong with your house? I was like, what? He's like, dude, I heard something fall in the kitchen, but nothing's on the floor. I was like, yeah, sorry.
It may be a spirit amongst pets.
Dude, freaking the remote controls just like flew out in the middle of the room, and when I wasn't there, too, like I put everything there, I left, then I heard like, I was just like, what the heck was that? I went
Moral
over-
of the story: don't do drugs, kids, or don't live in Evan's house.
Don't ever if I ever ask you to house sit, just say no.
Yeah. Just say no.
No amount of
To
money
drugs.
is worth the trauma.
Oh man.
Oh,
That is ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't had much. The only time I've ever like not really encountered but seen ghosts happen was at my previous job at RCP. So at RCP, there's a big gate that you close up the front, and I did the closing shift. And in the warehouse, we have tons of paint cans in there. And when they said, I should preface, they've said that somebody died in the warehouse. An old guy who was in his 80s that worked for the company, instead of getting a ladder, tried climbing up to get something, fell, died. So yeah, so they're just like, he haunts this place, and I just thought of it jokingly. I'm just like, yeah, right. And then they're just like, yeah, there's this and this and this. So I'm just, same thing. You're just like, okay.
You're like, sure, okay.
Of
whatever.
course. So I'm doing my closing shift. I close the gate, put the lock on it, chain it. I'm walking back to clock out, and I come back out. The gate's open, and I'm like, no. I go. We have security cameras. We have security cameras at RCP.
Oh no.
I look at the security camera. I literally see the chain just go, whoop, and then the gate open by itself halfway. And I'm just like, punch out, drive out. Because it was me and the assistant manager at the time. He's just like, David, what the hell is this? And he's just showing me this. And he's just like, I don't remember the guy's name was Roger. It was something with an R. And he's just like, he's at it again. And I'm just like, no.
it's like, well,
Like,
I'm out of here, folks.
I don't even think I punched out because I was just like, no. And then another time I had to do opening on a Saturday, and I came in, and in the warehouse, there's so many different doors, but they're all locked up. And I remember coming in, and I'm like, I punch in, I go drop my stuff for lunch, and then I'm walking through the warehouse to open up the doors. I open up the doors, and then I have to start forklifts and stuff. On my way back, I hear 3 things fall off of one of the shelves, and I turn around, and it's literally 3 things in a row have fallen off, and I'm just like, and
Cool.
like, but the gate opening
This is what I want.
because I put the lock on the gate, and I'm just like, how did that happen? I'm like,
just like you wrapped the chain around it and it just fell.
I wrapped the chain around the gate after it was closed all the way.
And then
I threw the lock on it. I didn't lock it, but you know how you kind of like feed it through and then you twist it around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's a main street, so I don't want people being like, it's unlocked. I twist it, and I swear to God, and I can probably get that video from Alfredo, the thing just goes all the way open, like halfway open.
And David's just like, there is no God.
I
Just cue Zelda music, just like,
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's I remember. I don't even remember punching out. I from what Alfredo said, he heard me like just frantically tap the punch out and then left. I like knowing me, I just slammed my fist into the punch out and hoped I get the right
Just
numbers and
punched
then
the
just
punch
left. And like it's the weirdest thing. Like
Consistently screaming on the way out.
yeah, I was just like that's the only time where it was just like it's found footage, and I don't know if someone was just screwing with me, but
Oh man, that was
just
real
like,
enough for you.
How? Yeah, so I can't even imagine what it's just like. Oh, there's just someone in the house doing crap,
I live and
throwing
sleep
crap.
and eat, you know. Just,
That's why I'm just like,
the thing is though, there has been almost no activity for the last few years. It's gone like radio silent, which is really weird because it was really active for like a year, and then all of a sudden just
Gone.
nothing.
maybe the ghost got
It was
old
really
and
weird.
died.
got redeployed.
I was gonna say it's a bit redundant.
Ghost
Do you
got
have
old and
any
died.
paranormal stories?
No, I got nothing like that.
No ghosts?
No.
Anything that was anything close to that.
Oh, I have a story from my mom actually.
Oh yeah. Tell us.
So I think this was when she was in college, I want to say. So she had this friend, and my mom was like recently converted to Christianity, and she would like.
I heard recently murdered.
She wasn't with you and I.
She was recently murdered.
She's a very hostile person. Recently.
She was murdered by the religion.
Okay, yeah. So
she was
recently
just,
converted Christian. Okay.
Yes. So she was like talking to
Bless
her
her.
about Jesus and stuff. And she was like, her friend was like not wanting to like listen to her and was like, no, that's cool for you and everything, but I don't really want to deal with that. And then she started getting interested, and after a while my mom kind of broke through a little bit, and her friend started like meeting up with this old lady, and it was like she would like meet up with her like in a theater or something, like, and there were other people there and stuff.
The friend that wasn't interested at first.
Yes,
But then
as soon as she started getting interested, she started meeting up with this old lady, and they would have like conversations. And
I kind of
when she like got really interested, my mom's friend, when she like really started taking my mom seriously, I was like, okay, this is actually something. She like told the old lady, because the old lady was like her friend.
Oh, this is I
And the old lady started becoming hostile.
don't like where this is going. This is starting to get really weird.
And the
Old ladies in religion is always kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like
and it's just like this old lady was like, don't listen to her. Like what she's saying is just nonsense. It's just like you don't want to listen to your friend. Who was my mom, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just making a lot of sense, and I just feel like it applies to me, and it's just like, and the old lady just every visit just start getting angrier and just like more hostile, and eventually, my mom's friend is like, I think I want to be a Christian. I think this is something I want to follow. And she's like talking to the old lady, and the old lady just suddenly like yells at her, and just has this like. It becomes like beyond yells, just like this scream that's just like, I guess, otherworldly, and it's just like she just morphs into like this undescribable, just like terrible face or something, just like demonic. And I don't know exactly what happens left, but she knows her way out of there, obviously. But it was just like this
As you do.
terrible, just like what am I even looking at type of just like. I mean, terror is like the only thing, I guess, the only word that'll cover it. And it's just like, after she was just like, yeah, I'm a Christian, she just never saw her again.
She turned into Valak, bro. She turned into the nun.
Yeah, so yeah, that was one of my mom. My mom has like a lot of stories, but that was like the one I remember the most. It was just like,
it's probably kept you up tonight because the thing is though, if you don't see it, your imagination goes crazy, and your imagination makes you think of like the scariest face you can imagine.
yeah, when someone says the scariest face you can imagine, and then someone tells you a story from that person, and then you're telling the story from that person,
escalates.
it's just like,
Yeah.
it just gets scary because you don't know what it looks like. Oh my gosh. Or if it even looks like.
I would have noped.
So yeah,
What?
don't
Meet with
be
old
friends
ladies.
with your yeah, that.
What?
Don't
talk
meet
to
with old ladies.
Don't meet with old ladies. Like things of grandparents are okay. You're
They're not
your
old
grandparents
ladies.
weren't okay. They played
Well,
pranks.
I mean, okay, well, they're pranks.
And they died in your house.
Harmless. Okay, to be fair, they died in their houses, and then we moved in. Let's be clear.
It's in that order. You
It's
didn't
in
just,
that order. It's not like
you walk in and she's just like, hi, B.
right.
Dead.
It's like now I'm haunting you.
Yeah.
I'm a die suck at haunt you now.
Whether or not you are a a skeptic or not. These are just stories that we've experienced. You can you take them at base value.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We can't get any crazier than we already are. So
Right.
Well, that's debatable. But the point is, we hope you enjoyed hearing these stories.
Yes. This has been story time with Nerding Out.
this has been the nopening with Nerding Out.
an opening.
Nopening right out of every situation.
And with that, we reach our closing. So
Remember to follow us on Twitter,
Facebook.
Facebook.
Podbean, subscribe on iTunes.
Yes.
And
Check us out on
email
MySpace.
Yes.
Club Penguin.
No. I don't know why I said yes. And email us at nerdingoutpodcast@gmail.com. Subject line flavor blasted. We
Yes.
will automatically reply to you if you use that. subject.
You will be the first.
If you
Promise.
send in a topic with the hashtag flavor blasted, and we will definitely make that a thing.
We will definitely do that thing.
We will do the thing
Yes.
that which you send.
Yes.
Remember, hashtag flavor blasted.
Or in the subject, either or.
Yes. Yes.
But again, thank you so much for listening and joining us in story time. And we will talk to you later. Bye
Happy
bye.
Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
Mother of God. Sure. I bought the ring and I was like, No. No, I'm totally kidding. That's mean. I shouldn't make that joke.
I told you when I got scared. It was when I saw the invoice for $1,600 for my Mustang last Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
My Focus I had to bring in because the dual clutch went out. Not really went out. It's going out. And I still have the powertrain warranty, so I brought it into the dealer, and they're just like, "Oh, we'll have to do an inspection." And I'm like, "Okay, how long?" And they're like, "It'll take a week." And I'm like, I have to drive every day. And I'm like, I pan my head over to my Mustang that's been sitting for almost a year and a half in the garage, and I only started it like once a month. I'm like, hi.
Remember me?
Hi.
I'm gonna try starting this podcast with a different like creepy Halloween voice. I'm gonna try with like the Igor voice, like
Hey, Master.
I'm gonna try that one. Okay.
All right.